What is up, everybody? I hope you're having an amazing day today. And today I'm going to be going over Amazon fake skins. I just got these in the mail, and just looking at them, I could already tell that I am not going to enjoy these at all, but I'm going to do a review on them so you don't have to go through the pain of trying to tattoo these. So I've gone through and compared the difference between tattooing these fake skins off Amazon and then real skins or different brands like that before, but I didn't actually have the chance to tattoo these, so I made sure I ordered some just so I could show you on video exactly how different they are. And obviously, if you're having issues with your line work or tattooing, doing your shading with these fake skins, you'll be able to see exactly if it's the fake skins or something that you're doing wrong. And if it's something that you're doing, then you could look at a couple other videos that we have out to help you along your journey. If it's your first time here, I'm Brandon from Tattooing 101, and make sure you are liking and subscribing down below so you can keep up to date on all the new videos we make each week, especially if you're getting into tattooing for the first time or just wanting to step your tattooing up to the next level. Okay, before I get into actually tattooing these fake skins, I wanted to show you just a visual of how different they actually are. It is really hard to open this with gloves on. Finally. So just feeling this one, it's really hard to try to stretch it out. It doesn't feel like the real skins I buy at all, and it's definitely not like human skin. You can see how thin that stuff is. You know, it's like a millimeter thick. So if you practice on this and try to jump onto actual human skin, you're just going to be touching that top layer and not getting into the dermis, the second layer of skin where all your ink needs to go in order to have a tattoo hold up in the human body. So that's one thing right off the bat that you definitely want to think about if you are buying these off Amazon. Another thing would be if you are first starting out and just wanting to practice with your machine, things like that, get used to holding your machine. You know, if you want to save some money, by all means go for this method, just because you're not trying to do perfect tattoos. You know, you're just getting used to holding your machine correctly, you know, getting your 3 points of contact, all of those things down before jumping on to trying to actually tattoo things. You know, for that purpose, I'm sure these will be fine, but if you're trying to, you know, do actual tattoos or something like that, it would definitely be worth getting some thicker stuff. And I'll show you the real skins held up side by side so you could see the actual difference. So the real skins, you can see that they're actually quite thick, and I would say that this is about 3 times more thick than this, which gives you the ability to, you know, practice on your depth and making sure you are going the correct depth in the skin to hold up a tattoo through the human body, which is very important if you're getting into tattooing. Okay, another thing is with the real skins, obviously you could stretch them. They're a lot more stretchy. It feels like actual, you know, human skin, way more than this stuff. This has more of a plasticky feel to it than this does. You know, there's just not the elasticity to it with this one. So the next thing we're going to check is how a stencil actually holds up to this stuff. I've never put a stencil on this, so I just want to see if it's the same or worse than actual real skins. And obviously in other videos you've seen me put stencils on real skins, so you know exactly what it looks like whenever I do it that way. Awesome, so we're going to apply the stencil and see how it goes. I'm going to be using a speed stick. As the other video, I did a review on using this for fake skins only, and it worked out way better than I thought it would, so I'm going to be using this. All right, let's put the stencil down. Man, this stuff is so weird. Okay, so it actually works way better than the real skin when it comes to the actual stencil. You could clearly see that it went on there just about perfectly. Way better than I've ever done on actual real skin. So when it comes to like the stencil process, I would say that these are better, which is really surprising to me. So awesome, we're gonna let this dry and then we could get into actually tattooing this. And a little question while we wait would be, what is your best and worst experience whenever it comes to tattooing these cheap fake skins? Did it work for you, or was it a terrible experience? I want to know how yours went, so if you want to comment down below and just let me know. Okay, so let's get into the actual tattooing process. Now for this I'm going to be using a 9-round liner. So this is in between. It shouldn't have an issue with, you know, it being so small that it cuts into it, or too big that it's not going to make a clean line because of how many needles there are. So I just chose an in between that it should have no issue being able to penetrate the skin. And with this, you want to remember that this is so thin. You don't want to go too far into this. You don't want to tattoo this like you'd be tattooing real skins or actual human beings, because you will be straight drilling into your table underneath. So I'm going to go super light, and you know, after tattooing for 13 years, it's probably going to be really hard for me to go light enough that I'm not going into my table. So I'm going to do my best. Yeah, so I am barely going into this skin at all. Which I will say, it's going into the fake skins better than I thought it was going to be. But like I said, you just have to go really, really light. I guess this stuff would be great if you're trying to just work on keeping consistent, you know, working on your 3 points of contact and staying smooth with your tattooing and trying to get rid of shakes, because you're just very lightly going over everything. So you're just working on the tip of your needle. So if you're working on this, I guess this would work really great for that. If this is all you're working on, it would be really hard to jump from this to tattooing actual human beings, because your tattoos are not going to be going into the skin enough to, you know, have it hold up and create a good tattoo. All right, let's speed this up so we can get to actually shading this thing. Awesome, so now that we're all cleaned up, we could take a look at the line work. So this would be really great if you're trying to get used to just keeping your needle consistent the whole way through, if you're working on your depth, things like that. Not necessarily for trying to get the appropriate depth for the actual human skin, but just getting used to holding your needle and things like this. This would work great for it. You know, it's cheap, you could get a ton of it, it's right on Amazon, but you know, after tattooing, I definitely wouldn't recommend it if you were trying to, you know, get to the points where you're trying to tattoo on actual people. I'm just going to lift this up to see that I didn't drill through, you know, the table, which I didn't, which is awesome. But very, very close. You could see that, you know, in order to get good line work, you have to just barely get to the other side. You know, you could see that you could see the design right here, so it was very, very close to going through. Now let's do a little bit of shading and see how it works for that. Let's try some black shading first, you know, how I would normally do traditional. Yeah, so it's going in pretty light. You know, this is straight black and it's looking more like, you know, a gray tone, so that's one thing you want to think about, which is weird because normally they go in super dark on like real skins or something like that. Yeah, so I'm just doing some shading around, seeing how it works. It's actually packed in there pretty well. You know, definitely not the same as it would be on actual human skin by any means, but better than I thought it was going to be. Awesome, so we'll speed this up. This isn't a video necessarily on shading. If you were looking for like shading practice or anything like that, we have plenty of videos on here for that. So let's skip through and then I'll tell you at the end exactly how I liked it. So after tattooing this stuff, I could clearly say that if you are someone that's wanting to do this as a career, this is not the stuff for you. You know, if you're just trying to practice and mess around and see if this is something that you want, you know, by all means buy this stuff, but you're probably going to end up getting frustrated and buying the real skins or something a little bit better anyway, because it is really annoying to work with. Just like things like my needles keep getting caught on this, and I have a 4-stroke machine, so, you know, I should definitely have the stroke to be able to do some shading without my needles getting caught in there, and for some reason it's still getting caught up, probably because what this is made out of, yeah, it's just having issues to where it's like actually holding on to the needles or something whenever it's going, which is crazy. Real Skins doesn't do that, and it's just one extra thing that makes tattooing this stuff annoying. So yes, for this, if you are wanting to tattoo for a living or trying to learn exactly how to tattoo, do not buy fake skins off Amazon. It's just not worth your time. You might save a little bit of money, but you know, in this career, if you want to create good tattoos, you do have to fork out the money to be able to do that. You know, buy good equipment, buy quality equipment that's going to last a while, and especially if you are learning, you want to buy the best things that you possibly can in order to grow. And 100%, if you can't afford a great tattoo machine right now, but want to learn, definitely buy the cheaper machine. I'm not saying buy, you know, the cheapest machine out there, but buy a mid-quality machine and get yourself some better fake skins to work on. This is going to be a game changer for you if you are using these right now. Awesome, so yeah, after tattooing this, I don't want to ever see these things again in my life. So like I said, make sure you're buying the quality fake skin so you could learn appropriately for what you're doing. What you're learning to do is tattoo on actual people eventually when you get to that part of your career. I hope this was able to help you guys out in knowing exactly what you need to buy when it comes to like fake skins, because there are a ton out there and the quality is night and day, 100%. So yeah, thank you guys for watching so much, and make sure you are liking and subscribing down below so you can keep up to date on videos like this we come out with each week. As always, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.